Fellas, how's everybody feeling today? How's everybody feeling?
Good, buddy.
Victory
Good.
Tuesday.
You already
Say
know.
that again. You ain't never lie.
Victory Tuesday. We here with it.
4-0 feeling, that 4-0 feeling. We felt this before last couple of years.
Only a few know about it. Only a few know about it. But yo, we got a special guest today. We got our boy Leo with the bird section joining us on this Tuesday. Leo, what's going on? What's going on?
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Leo coming back to you from the bird section. Oh, I had to come see my boys at the Eagles Collective podcast because we got to talk some week 4 business. Okay, got a lot of things on deck. Can't wait to get to my man Warren. Got my man Scotty, my man Jay right here. So let's get into it, y'all. What's up, fellas? What's good?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
4-0, baby. 4-0.
4-0
I know,
feeling.
right? I know,
It
right?
feels good. Hey, it was a rough 4-0, and that's what. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Just we saw this game, and it looks like the team kind of took off where they left with the Rams. They started off fast. The biggest thing that I know that Jalen said, we need to stop playing to win and actually start playing to not lose and start playing to win. So
Right.
the biggest thing I saw out of this was they set the tone of this game. First tone set was that block punt. Sidney Brown ran it back for the touchdown.
Block
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, exactly. But then we kind of fell off a little bit. But I'm gonna start off with you, Scott. Just give me a small recap of what you kind of saw. Who stood out to you this game? Just your overall view on this game going into week 4.
I mean, first of all, standout. I got to give credit to Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell
Yeah,
because those were our two early picks last year in the draft, and I mean, they keep showing signs of improving. They're getting better and better. You can see it. Yesterday, they played like they've been in the league for 6-7 years. So I mean,
Yeah.
I love the way them boys are playing. When those dudes are going, like it's like our whole defense just feeds off of the secondary sometimes. So I like to see that. But as far as the game went overall, for me, it kind of the way I describe it is like the way we played the Rams last week. It was the total opposite. So we started off struggling, and then we picked it up in the second half. We had the great comeback. This week, it was like we were feeding off of that. So our first half was like poised. I mean, they were dialing up plays. KP was dialing up plays. He had those shovel passes to Goddard. Like, when do you ever see Jalen do something like that? So it was like there was new things implemented, and it was almost like it was feeding off last week. And then in the second half, obviously, there was a little bit of a collapse. We couldn't even complete a pass. Obviously, the Todd Bowles switched up his defense a little bit, started disguising coverages, and it threw us off a little bit. But there's no excuses for that. I mean, I'm happy we got the win, but there's a lot more we got to get covered out or get figured out here, and we're going to cover it today.
Jay, tell me what you were thinking with the game. Any recaps?
Yeah, no, I was excited for the beginning of the game. The block party started it off, and the offense was moving and everything. Something just still kind of feels a little off. Something feels like it need to be tweaked a little. Something just doesn't feel. Everything is going good. I feel like them overall, but something just don't feel a little right. So I just hope they could, get like last year. They got through the first 4 weeks, and then they went through the bye and regroup. Maybe it's gonna be easier this season to regroup for them because they've been together. They know how to get through this type of situation. I just think they just got to get the passing game a little bit more in sync, but. I'm glad to see Jalen, manning the ship, didn't let the collapse happen in that game because that would have been terrible to get that loss after going up that big in Tampa. But I'll tell you what, Baker Mayfield he's not an easy out. You feel me? He's not an easy out. He started if you really think about it, those 2 touchdowns that he scored were a little opportunistic. Jihad Campbell got caught at a bad angle because he had a good game minus that touchdown he gave up on the team. And then the other touchdown that went through Makuva and Blankenship was just a 1 in a million throw. That throw 9 out of 10 times gets deflected or something goes wrong. So 2 of those touchdowns were basically like crazy plays. So I'll give that to the defense. But overall, I think they played well. Cooper, like Scott said, Cooper and Quinyon graded very high PFF. They had ultimate games. I think Campbell played well minus the touchdown he gave up. And also Zach Bond. Zach Bond played very well. Zach Bond did his thing. Zach Bond made a lot of opportunistic tackles at the right time, so he's a great leader on defense. But overall, I'm happy with him. I just feel like they need to tweak something. Something just doesn't feel 100% on par.
Yeah, that interception by Jihad Campbell and that forced fumble that he made, that right there, that's a tone setter.
Big time.
That's a tone center. If it was me, I would be putting him front line of rookie of the year right now.
He's
Like,
balling.
Sure,
I can't think of
sure.
another rookie.
I know
Leo,
it was sad we gave up that touchdown. They consoled him on the side. They were telling him, like, you good, because you playing well. Don't get your head up because you gave up a touchdown. Yeah, everybody's going to give up plays. It's the NFL. You get paid to stop people. He did his thing. What I like about him is his coverage skills. He's playing at the second level.
Absolutely.
He plays so well in coverage, bro. Especially for a rookie.
He
Especially for
actually
a rookie
plays
linebacker.
on
Good
all
one,
three
Jay.
levels of the field. You understand? And those are players are real sideline to sideline players.
Good one. Good one. So what I'll say is that first of all, if you think about looking at this team and this defense, even going back into last season, they did exactly what they should have been doing. Like they did exactly what they've done since last season. Held a team to under 24 points. Okay, so let's just looking at it from a big picture perspective. Has it looked pretty? Absolutely not. But this game actually turned out the way I thought it would turn out. It's week 4, the last of the 4 games in which you get where all 32 teams are stumbling and bumbling their way into figuring out who they are. We also at the end of the day, this is the best stumbling bumbling we've had in a while, but if you think about it, we always start off just like this, which is slow. It is quite obvious offensively we are not doing what we used to do. And to be honest with you, when you look at why Saquon isn't getting off, I can't think of a game where I saw any of our offensive linemen actually pulling. They're not pulling like they were last year. So I see that's one area in which I can clearly see we're not doing that we did last year that would create holes, because last year every man on the offensive line knew how to pull. Okay, so like, and I would imagine that this is something that is actually going to get fixed. Is memory serving me correct? But wasn't it exactly this time last year when Jordan Mailata and all them went into Nick Sirianni's office and said, "Hey, we need to get to doing what we do best," and then after that they started the run. You know what I'm saying? So here lies where we are. We're week 4, okay, and last year, by the time we got to week 4, we were 2-2. This year, we get to week 4 and we're 4-0, and with a shit ton of things to have to fix, to have to work on. That's a good thing, because what's going to happen is that we're going to heat up. Our next opponent, which is the Denver Broncos, is going to be our next our even bigger test than the previous 4, because week 5 is normally when teams start rounding out into who they're going to be. And some teams are stumbling and bumbling better than others. You see what I'm saying? And so, and don't forget, a number of these teams that we are going to play during the regular season, we have the potential to see again in the playoffs. So the Kansas City Chiefs that we saw in week 2 ain't going to be the same Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl if we were going to see them again. The Los Angeles Rams we saw in week 3 ain't going to be the same Los Angeles Rams. And you know that this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team ain't going to be the same Tampa Bay Buccaneers team if we have to see them in the playoffs. Baker ain't no punk. He's quick. He'll throw the ball. And you know that their defense is out to try to. They even signed a guy to help stop the push for us.
Florida. Yeah, that Florida State tackle / nose guard. No, and what's crazy is he didn't even play. They didn't even put him in the game.
I was gonna say they didn't even put him in.
Yeah, they didn't even put him in.
Yeah.
So like, my biggest thing when I went into this game, I was watching. I wanted to see if there was going to be a huge drop off with Ringo. I'll be honest with y'all, because like we all went out, me and you, Scott, we went out watched the game, but like we having a good time. So I kind of watched it after.
Yeah.
Ringo didn't have too much of a drop off from Adoree Jackson and Ja'Cory Bennett. Yes, he got burnt a few times. I think his biggest issue is his tackling.
Tackling
Is terrible.
Yeah.
But like somebody mentioned, like how often do our cornerbacks really that good at tackling? We just happen to have Cooper DeJean, who was one of the best tacklers.
Mitchell too.
Yeah,
Mitchell too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Yeah,
Mitchell.
yeah,
Mitchell.
Mitchell,
He puts
Mitchell
folks
can tackle,
down.
but Mitchell missed a few tackles as well.
Yeah,
Mitchell
in that
did miss a
game.
few.
In that game, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So like,
Warren Jacorian Bennett has been targeted on half of his coverage snaps. You see what I'm saying? He's out of 20 snaps, he's been targeted 10 out of them.
They picking on him.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're not afraid to throw at him. You know what I'm saying? Even in tight coverage. That's what they do. Like, so it's and we gotta know that. And again, I think what it is I think it's just at this point mitigating the damage. That's the best you could do, is to mitigate the damage. You know you're shored up when it comes to Q. You know you're shored up when it comes to Coop. You know what I'm saying? So the best you could do is, and you know you're shored up when it comes to the seams, only because you know Zach Bond and Jahad Campbell can now cover tight ends. You know what I'm saying? And then so where's the question mark at DB2?
Yeah,
So you just mitigate the damage that's caused. You know, you got guys who, you know, like you said, like somebody here pointed out, a fingertip away, and Emeka wouldn't have had that long ass touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. That was luck. That was luck.
Yeah. You know,
those two plays, those two plays.
And Jahad Campbell got caught in a bad angle. I'm telling you, both those touchdowns, I really watched him. It was a bad angle. If he would film, he just got caught up in a bad angle. He didn't expect that wheel route.
So Jay, so then to me, if I'm looking at the eye test and everything like that, guess what, fellas? That shit is fixable. And at the end of the day, what was the damage? 23 points. Cool. Because that's how we was averaging all the way going back into last year. Cool.
And that's low for a team nowadays in the NFL.
Yeah.
But you brought up the O-line though, and I want to talk about that a little bit too, because back to the other side of the ball, I heard I think it was on WIP, Mailata said that he feels like the O-line isn't getting, or the offense isn't getting out of the huddle quick enough, which I haven't noticed that, and that's something that I hadn't paid attention to, so I'm going to week 5. But what I have noticed is Landon Dickerson has already given up 3 sacks. Last year he gave up a total of 8. Jordan Mailata has already given up 10 pressures. Last year he gave up 20 total. Mm-hmm. What else? Cam Jurgens doesn't look like the same Cam Jurgens from last year. Like, our O-line is having serious problems, and for a stout O-line with these guys, they suck right now.
Well, if you also look at it, we're also at this point where we're working on our 10th offensive line combination, which puts us 4th in the league. Which doesn't help at all. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing though. Last year we ended the season with the 4th most offensive line combinations. We had 29.
Wow.
Yeah. But we had the depth to be able to do that. This year we don't.
Well, but see, here's the thing though. I got you, but think about what we were saying at this time last year. Yeah, and I'll put it. That's another thing that we got to think about too. Yeah, that, look, the way we opened up our season, we beat our division rival. I mean, the biggest rival in sports. Week 2, we go beat a dynasty, the best quarterback of this generation. Week 3, we beat a solid ass Rams team. And week 4, we beat the team who's beaten us the most. We exercised the demon, yeah.
We executed on every. We executed and we.
And look, hold on. I want to say one thing real quick. You know how dangerous the Rams are? The Rams have played 16 games, their last games, right? They have 3 losses in those 16 games, right?
Yeah, they got hot last year too.
All three of those losses are to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Crazy.
Do you understand? Bro? The Rams are dangerous. That's a team everybody got to keep their eye on, bro.
And mind you, for them, they were returning to the scene of a crime. Remember that? Yeah. They were coming back to the scene of a crime because they felt like we won their Super Bowl. You understand what I'm saying? So again, and I think I remember pointing out, Stafford ain't no punk either. He come from those days when Favre was playing. And watching those gunslingers, and you know, Stafford's half the reason why Calvin Johnson is called Megatron.
That's a fact.
He got one of them. Like he like that ain't no.
He got a cannon.
We ain't just beat some slouch ass QB. I mean, goddamn, that's one of the toughest football players in the league ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Good
fact.
point.
That's fact.
With toys.
And this is with us struggling too. The way that we're struggling. And this is struggling. This is Jalen not throwing. I think there's only one game he threw for over 200 yards.
Bro,
only one game.
Bruh, if you look at that game on Sunday against Tampa Bay, the game against Tampa Bay was actually playing to the strengths and the way Tampa Bay has been winning this year. All three of their wins came off of a fourth quarter game-winning drive for Baker. So it was shaping up to be that kind of game. It was working in their favor based off of how things have worked for them thus far. And here's the thing. Even with us fucking up, Jalen didn't even complete one pass. He was 0 for 8. 0 for 8. Yeah, he was 0 for 8.
Half,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we ain't like
he was 15 and 16, the first half. So drop off. It's crazy.
Yeah, so there was something was up, but that tells you, in my opinion, that tells you just how good of a team we actually have. We could fuck up and still win. Now, do I want to do that again? Hell no. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Again, coming off of what happened the week before against the Rams. You know what I'm saying? Glad to know we got that kind of fight in us. I don't need to see that every week, but glad to know we got it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Good job, fellas. Championship teams do figure out a way to win, and that's what they did. Thank you for demonstrating that. Don't need to see that again. We are everyone in the league knows we are still about due for an offensive explosion. You sort of kind of want these things to start happening week 7, week 8, week 9, because then you go on your real run. You see what I'm saying? We're right now, again, every team, all 32 teams, no matter what, are just coming out of stumbling, bumbling period. Some are still stumbling and bumbling, are going to be stumbling and bumbling a little longer than others. Most not. What we have to do, it's incumbent upon us to try to stack as many of these early wins as possible. You see what I'm saying? Denver could easily be a trap game for us. It could easily be a trap game. That's the best. That's the best 2-2 team in the league right now, and they believe
that's not a team that we want to. You got to prepare for them boys. They got a solid D line, one of the best, if not the best D line in the league right now so far. The secondary is trouble.
Yeah. But I think Bo Nix is going to struggle with the Eagles defense.
Yeah, well,
probably.
I think he's going to struggle because, and the reason why I say that is he's a risky player, and I think they're going to bait him into a lot of.
He takes shots.
I like him. I do like him. I like him as a player, but he's like a baby Baker. Like he's going to take his shots. He's going to make them risky throws, and the Eagles is a defense you don't want to make them type of plays against because they're going to pick you off.
Yeah,
this is a tough for him. It's going to be very tough. And then again, this is a Vic Fangio revenge game versus Denver. Feel me? This is when he was in Denver, he didn't have all the pieces he wanted. The Eagles, he got everything he needs. So I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a. It's going to be a defense. Is going to be to shine in that game. But we'll talk about that later on.
That's cool.
Definitely. Yeah, we're going to dive into that a little bit later, but. What I looked at when I saw this, it made me question, is this Kevin Patullo's offense? That first half. Was that truly his offense? But then he dials back. And if he is dialing back, why are you dialing back? They schemed open for AJ Brown. They schemed open for Devontae and Dallas. It's just the run game is not going like the way that we wanted to. Like Saquon only had 40 rushing yards? Like that's not what we expected, bro. That's not what we expected. Just with that, what are y'all thoughts on Kevin Patullo now that we've only got out of these 12 quarters that we've only seen 2 quarters of solid play on offense when you think about it. Mm-hmm. So like going into that, what is
in 2 different games?
Yeah,
2 different games.
Exactly. So Scott, like what's your thoughts on with Kevin Patullo? I know we've been talking about it. We had a talk last week that I'm personally thinking that it might be the front office telling them to dial back a little bit. But what's your thoughts on going into it and what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, the more I think about your point from last week, it does make sense that it would be the front office. Whether it's Lori, Howie, or whoever, that idea definitely does make sense. But at the same time, I'm gonna go back to my O line thing. Like, it's hard. They keep saying like we're one block away from a big Saquon run, but if you really watch the all 22, no, they're not. Maybe a couple times, but there's a lot of runs from Saquon where he's not even getting back to the line of scrimmage. That's not one block away. Like, you already beat the block. Like, whether it's an ace block or a chip. And then here's another thing too. Grant Calcaterra can't block for shit. If you really watch, bro, like, why is he even in the field? Especially like, if you notice, they'll put him out there like in bunch formation.
Yeah.
Watch Grant Calcaterra try to block somebody. He gets like pancaked, or he just does nothing. So I mean, it's hard for Saquon to do anything when the O line is playing the way they are. And obviously, anybody that knows football knows you get the run game going, it's going to open up the pass lanes. So that right there is tough, no matter what. But like you said, the way that Petula was calling the game in the first half, like, it just looked like a totally different offense. And I mean, granted, this is another thing too. Maybe I'm reaching here, and maybe y'all could tell me if I'm reaching. But after Jalen hit the ground, when his head like smacked against the ground, he was not accurate.
Yeah.
You notice that?
So he almost played with a concussion, possibly.
Remember when we were watching the game, you called that and you said he's probably going to be in protocol, and I was like, damn, he did hit his head pretty hard. I mean, he got up and he was like, kind of not all there. And then if you watch the throws, the AJ targets, like, none of them were on point, and most of them were in the second half. So
and with that too,
That's a good point.
And with that, speaking on AJ, of course, he put out something after the game. We can take it how we want it. I think I've heard a lot of things of why he's putting it out. I personally think it's definitely bad timing. It's definitely bad timing. Whatever was on your heart that you feel like you needed to post, like, I would say wait till later. But he put that out, so that brought out the AJ discussion again. I think at the end of the day, AJ, of course, as the receiver that he is, he wants the ball. But, like, you got to think about it, bro. He was in Tennessee, and they did the same thing with Derrick Henry. Like, it was all about the run. So I'm wondering, is AJ turning into, hey, like, I'm tired of having to be that wide receiver for an offense that dedicates everything to the run, and I want to be a part of these teams like a Bengals, like a Chargers, like a Bills, where it's all about the pass game. And me personally, we don't want to lose AJ Brown. We really don't, because we know the threat that he is. But at the same time, I noticed too, AJ has a lot of injuries, bro. Like, he gets injuries pretty consistent.
Especially at the end of the season when we need him the most.
Yeah.
Well,
so, like,
I know that the
Devontae
hamstring. I know the hamstring was going to be a thing this year.
Yeah,
I do know that, and I know that. I also am paying close attention to body language as well. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I feel like he's getting close to that point, but it's still
That's a good point, Wayne.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like how he's handled it thus far. And to be honest with you, remember last week, when Jalen hopped up and was like, "I'm sick of this shit."
What's going on, Gary?
And then they started fixing the play calling. You know what I'm saying? I was glad to see that our quarterback has that too as well. Yeah. So I believe, again, going into week 5, especially with this team that we're going to be playing against and whatnot, I'm anticipating a lot of the things that we saw as the hiccups from week 3 to week 4. I'm anticipating it to be addressed in a way, whether or not it does or doesn't work. I anticipate seeing it at least addressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a second half adjustment. Now it's, fourth game fixes, I guess, however you want to call it.
Yeah, no, everything you said, you landed on. I just, like I said, it's very weird, but at the end of the day, I'm still confident in this team because last 2 weeks we've seen spurts of the Super Bowl champion team. So I don't know what they got going on. I'm kind of with you, Scott. I think it's the O line. I think it's a little bit of Saquon too, because we saw Saquon slip and fall. I think it's a little bit of everything, to be honest.
It's really what Wayne said in the comment. I was gonna say that earlier. I didn't get a chance. It's really because of the loss of Becton. The loss of
Yeah,
Becton
that's what I said. That was a good
way
point.
bigger than everybody thinks. Way bigger.
Because Mekhi Becton came here he was one of those, a lot of
6'7"
people
guard.
do. Yeah, and he came here for that type of to give himself a last chance type of thing here in Philly. And I mean, it's showing that we needed him a little bit more.
What are we getting for him?
We just got a draft pick. We just got a draft pick.
What do we get? A third rounder?
I don't know.
I think it was a fourth rounder. To be honest with you, I think it was a fourth rounder, and we ended up giving that to somebody else. But yeah,
before we get off the AJ thing, though, real quick, Warren, I want to ask y'all, who, realistically, being honest, who do you think needs the other one more? Do you think AJ needs the Eagles more, or the Eagles need AJ more?
I think it depends on what AJ wants. AJ has the ring now. Now, if AJ wants to go and make himself be one of those Hall of Fame receivers and be up there to where they have conversations about him, I think he should stay on the Eagles. That's my personal opinion. But if he just simply wants to just dominate on the field and just be a good receiver for another team that probably isn't going to be a playoff team, it depends on what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So
I think he needs the Eagles more than the Eagles need him, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel like it's the ultimate team sport, and they'll do without AJ Brown. AJ Brown will go to another team. He'll catch 1,500 yards, but he won't have that success with aura that he has with the Eagles.
I agree. I think in a ring.
I just want to say also one thing too. I don't know what he complains about so much. He's been over 1,000 yards every season in Philly. He set the season. I think Scott said this last week, and this is a thought that stood with me. He set the Eagles' single season record, right? In the season where we had the collapse, when we were just
125 yards,
125 for 8 games in a row. We were playing a different style of offense, and I get it. Cool. He's in a run-first offense. He knows that we're in a defensive and a run-first team. That's what we are. Our offense can explode. Now, can he go to another team and contribute that much? Yeah, but he's injury-prone. AJ's proved that he may not play a 17-game slate. He may not do it. But to me, the Eagles don't need him as much as he needs the Eagles.
I
agree, and I'll just say we got a baby AJ Brown on the team.
Yeah, we do. We definitely need to see him more, though.
Yeah. Eventually, we will. Eventually, we will.
Darius Cooper.
Darius Cooper. Okay.
Yeah. They call him baby. They call him Baby AJ now.
Yeah, he's tough.
Okay. And the thing is that I think for AJ, I think it's more so because he got the bag, and I think he chasing another ring too. I always go back to think about what the biggest lessons learned for them was after they won the Super Bowl last year. What did AJ say? He thought it was going to be something else. You know what I'm saying? And then he realized what the real treasure was. It wasn't winning the Super Bowl. It was the whole journey to win the Super Bowl is what he figured out. And he wanted to hurry up and get back to work. Smitty did the same thing. You remember how they quietly went back to work early as shit? You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, hence why they're not acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? And, mind you, especially I'm in market here, right? I'm in market, right? These people around here still have PTSD over T.O. and McNabb. Every time AJ even looked like he about to, crash out in any type of way, they think T.O. and McNabb around here. It's funny as hell. And it's like, no, that's just, remember, y'all, this is how their relationship work. You know what I'm saying? Your best friend can say things to you that other people can't in a way that other people can't say it to you either. You see what I'm saying? So I just think whatever it is, I think that eventually it's going to work itself out. I'm just not at the point where I'm ready to switch up, particularly when it comes to offensive coordinators, because that's like what we're gonna make Jalen learn a whole nother language again.
I mean, you can't do that. That's just not.
Yeah.
You can't.
Another thing too, I think most of his frustration goes more towards the coordinator than to Jalen.
Yeah,
Like you understand, and it also comes down to execution. I think, but it comes
you
down.
might be right, Jay.
I think he's more upset with the coach and the style. Like, why y'all don't use him more? Because look, yesterday watching the Jets game, Garrett Wilson was on the sideline complaining, "Throw me the ball, throw me the ball." Yesterday, Jamar Chase on the sideline,
I saw that.
Every receiver does it. Every big time receiver says, "Throw me the ball, put me in motion, get me going." That it's just it's a second nature for a wide receiver.
And AJ did none of that.
And AJ did none of that. He just went out and look. And I'm gonna tell you what, AJ is right and wrong because he knows when he puts out that tweet what's gonna happen. But I don't mind him voicing his opinion and being who he is. I don't want you to suppress yourself. Be who you are. Now, if AJ left the Eagles, obviously that's a huge void to fill. But he's gonna get his 1,000 yards. We're having this conversation now. Remember, I'm telling you, he's gonna hit his 1,000. He's gonna get more than 8 touchdowns. He's gonna do what he has to do for the season. Like Leo said, we start off like this every year.
Every year. Jay, what have we done differently in terms of, even when you talk about the question marks? Right, Scott? I mean, come on. Week 4 last year, remember the question marks then?
Yeah.
Remember how we was talking then?
It was pretty similar.
Yeah. The only difference is that
4-0.
we just did it better this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
The last thing we want to do is force the ball to AJ either, because I think.
And if you think about it, that's what it looked like yesterday or Sunday. Excuse me. That's what it looked like on Sunday.
3 consecutive plays, and you cannot do that. You can't force the ball to somebody. Listen, they need to. Wayne just said it. The play calling is bad, of course. Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to read that.
Like that's why I think his frustration is more toward the coaching than to Jalen.
Yes. Jay, it was the same thing last year. We had a brand new offensive coordinator this time last year. Remember, Kellen?
The issue with that was
all kinds of question marks.
We were losing AJ, we were losing Devontae, we were losing Dallas. Like, at the end of the day, none of those receivers were reliable. The only reliable one was Saquon. So when they were talking about let's turn it over to the run, we gave it to our most reliable person at that moment, and we saw success with it. But to keep that and keep going with it, I think that's where the problem leads. We just need to see it could be play calling, it could be the line, it could be Jalen. Like you said, that concussion, if it was one, that could be an issue. There's so many different variables that came into this game.
The part that bothers me too is that, like, when we see, I mean, what is Saquon averaging per carry this year? 2.5.
Very pedestrian.
Something like that's how he ends up, bro. When he played with the Giants, he was in. If you look at the years he was injured, that's what he was averaging per carry, 2.5 or 3 yards or whatever it is. So it's like, I don't want to end up in the same situation that he was there. And I know it's too early to say that, but I'm gonna bring it up and bring it up and bring it up until it doesn't get right, because what'd you say it was?
2.4.
2.4. That's horrible.
He entered that game at 2.7. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
And his first breakout run was with the Saints. That was what, game 3?
Which to me says it's so bad it's negligible. Which tells me that this has nothing to do with a health issue. This has everything to do with so in my mind, because remember, not only is it game 4 of the stumbling bumbling period, you know what I'm saying, but for this particular offense, this is game 4 of the preseason too. None of them we don't play preseason. Yeah. So we it's like we learning a lot all in we got all we have on this offense is 16 quarters of live fire exercises. Yeah. That's all we got. We got 16 quarters. You know what I'm saying? Now we got film. You know what I'm saying? We've fucked up about as much as anyone. And by the way, For everyone here that's watching, please hit the like and subscribe button. Hook your boy up at the bird section, and also carry y'all asses on over to the Eagles Collective Podcast and hit the like and subscribe button over there as well, because we're gonna be doing this quite often, y'all. And y'all know, y'all know how your boy is. I be getting in my damn feelings because this shit is like, are you serious right now? You know, I'm sorry, y'all. But go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, no, you good. You good. What were you about to say, Scott?
No, that was pretty much it. But I do like that comment. I don't know who said it, but that's another thing I was thinking, bro. Like, AJ isn't just a go route receiver. He's not just a ball hawk, deep ball receiver. Like, put him in some crossers, give him a slant. Like, we don't see too much of that anymore. That's how you get a big receiver like that involved too. Is if you're not getting the touches that you want, put him on a slant. I know go ball receivers, they don't like getting put in little slants and hooks and all that, but put AJ on a crosser, let him get a feel for the ball, get some runs. We've done that with him the past 2-3 seasons he's been with us, and it's worked. I mean, he's the kind of guy that could turn a crossing route into a 50-yard play. So
he's amazing with the football. Like, you got to get him in space, like you said. Get him in space, he can make more 10-yard slant.
He cuts up, bro. For as big as he is, that's a big ass dude. He's out there cutting up when he gets the ball in his hands. So, I mean, that's one way to do it.
He's one of the best receivers, yards after catch. Like,
he's dangerous.
And we're not utilizing that the way we should.
Well, that's because, but here's the thing, though, and that's only because everyone. You look at this team, right? See, here's the problem. This is y'all problem. Y'all see the Ferrari, and y'all hate watching somebody who don't know how to drive stick try to drive the Ferrari. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is.
We don't have patience for them to learn.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't want to hear that. I'm thinking somebody who don't know how to drive stick, the engine's on something.
Exactly. That's why y'all frustrated, because you hear him grinding. You know what I'm saying? And he jerking the car and shit
fucking
like that.
The clutch up.
Yeah. And y'all sitting in the driver's seat screaming at him, you know, drive this motherfucker, and y'all scaring him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep screaming at him though. That's the thing. I'm never gonna stop screaming at him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Yo, so anybody else got any last minute things before we turn over to around the NFL talk about these other teams right now?
I'll say that gonna miss thinking about like Nolan Smith going on IR, you know what I'm saying? Seeing what's going to happen with what is it? Eguanco?
Anquaro or something. Yeah,
he's on
edge
IR.
rusher.
Yeah, you know. So from a pass rush perspective, and also taking note that we now have one open roster spot and one open practice squad slot too. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So be prepared. You're probably going. We may see some more signings. Y'all, and this is the part that I think is where Eagles fans where it pisses people off. We are working from I have the supreme confidence that Howie is on the phones doing something, trying to make our team better. You know what I'm saying? That's a sense of security that a lot of other fan bases don't get to have. You know what I'm saying? So when I say to you, we have an open roster spot and an open practice team spot, you're gonna go, oh, I wonder how we're gonna go get next. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have the money for it too right now to make any moves.
So who comes to mind? Who comes to mind when you think of that? Because I know who comes to mind when I think of something like that. But I want to hear who y'all got.
Who are you thinking?
I'm still going CB2, Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's who I want.
Yeah. I was high on Hinton until he signed with Minnesota,
He signed with Minnesota.
Yeah, Hinton signed with, is it Minnesota or is
yeah.
Minnesota. And then I took a look and was like, okay, because Asante Samuel Jr. is still hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I need someone who can come in right away.
Right now, yeah.
I don't know if I want Stephon Gilmore because that's like bringing in another Slay. You know what I'm saying? Who'll be out? He'll be
And
out.
even I would even rather take Slay back than Stephon Gilmore. I mean, Slay knows the playbook,
Well,
but
Yeah,
either
that
way,
is true. That is true.
it's not going to happen either way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what Pittsburgh didn't let him go or nothing.
No. I'm just saying, like, if it were up to that, it's not going to happen. They're not letting
Yeah,
him go.
like I definitely think we should have kept Isaiah Rodgers and Becton.
Absolutely.
I feel like those could have been two
That's
moves
what I'm saying,
that
bro.
how we could have worked out. Because
Yeah.
when you sit there and think about it, think about how many changes how we had to make just to replace those guys. Like
Absolutely.
we switched through so many people because those are the two positions that he let go. And we got Kenyon Green. I think he signed with the Ravens now.
Yep.
He went cheap at cornerback, and it's not going well. He could have they didn't want to play Slay because obviously he's aging, but he's playing well in Pittsburgh. I think he still had a year in him left with this defense. He would have.
Another thing we're not talking about. Sorry to cut you off, Jay. My bad. Go ahead.
You good. No, you good. No, I'm just saying we should have signed one of them, though. Like, at least one.
Oh, well, now we know he's human. He makes mistakes.
You good, Scotty? You good? Go ahead.
One thing we didn't cover that I just want to get y'all's thoughts on real quick is when you were talking about the people that like Zay Rogers, Mekhi Becton, like we lost those guys, and we noticed there's a difference without those guys on our team, right? Mm-hmm. Another one that I think is going under the radar just a little bit is Milton Williams, because he's next to Jordan Davis, he's next to Jalen Carter. Those guys are the bigger names. They always were the bigger names until the Super Bowl last year. But now those guys are here. A lot of the line is still there. Milton Williams is not, and every running back is running for 100 yards on us now. Our run defense is like the one part of that defense that has a hole in it.
Yeah, that's the one area that does y'all concern because.
Okay, yeah. So then here's the $1 million question. Where were we this time last year?
Same. Not really though. Our run, we didn't have nobody running.
Issues. Yeah,
we didn't have nobody running for 100+ yards every game on us though. Like Javonte Williams, Kyron Williams, Bucky Irving. Those are two of them are good.
We didn't allow a 100-yard rusher for into the season.
We ended the season as the number one defense, but we started
overall.
But the way we started the season, no, we weren't. Remember, we were 2-2, and we were getting run on too. Yeah, we were. This time,
you're right though. Our defense, because I remember Sirianni's job was even in question going into the bye. They're like, his job was in question. So I do remember. But if you remember the Saints game, they had their run defense. I think that's when they went. Which game was it? That was the game right before
But here's the thing, though.
They started forming.
My point is that we're actually in better shape this year than we were at this time than we were last year.
That we can agree on.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because it is on the defensive side that we see the most, where we see the least turnover in terms of coaching. Everybody on our defense is in year 2 of the Vic Fangio defense. Only 11 people. Everybody else on the defense is in year 1. And the guys that are the guys that are starting and everything like that, they were our depth guys last year. And again, we're just in week 4. So I'm we look like what we're supposed to look like. We're just, matter of fact, I think we look better. We look better than our circumstances. You see what I'm saying? If you think,
but at the same time, you're bringing up a lot of good points. But at the same time, last year already happened. There's no guarantee that we're gonna find our way out of this. But I'm just being realistic. Like last year, we started off rocky. We were 2-2. We figured it all out. But this is a new year, and there's no guarantee that the same thing that happened last year is going to happen. Like we saw what happened the year prior. It was a complete collapse.
But
Antoine, leave that comment pin.
But what I am saying is that what is new, right? Here's the thing that is new on the team. The thing that is new is we have the same defensive coordinator going that this year than we did the year before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good thing.
Right.
That's a
Now,
really good thing.
what is old and always happens is we got a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And we're learning a whole new offense again for the 5th time. You see what I'm saying? And when you think about a team under them kind of circumstances in week 4, we look like our circumstances. If you think about it, actually, we look better because we're undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Overall, you know what I'm saying? Did our defense do what it did what it averaged last year? Yup. Held the opponent to 23. We did the same thing last year. You know what I'm saying? Does it look pretty? Hell no. But guess what we do have that we didn't really have? Guess what we got better at? Our linebacker core, because we can guard the seams better now, because Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond can run with tight ends. You know what I'm saying? So we know we got that shored up. You know what I'm saying? We found CJ GJ's replacement and Andrew McCuba. You know what I'm saying? Cooper DeJean has been lining up in the opposite Quinion the most at this point. You know what I'm saying? And look at how well he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't really hear Reed Blankenship's name and it's all that in a negative way like that, which means that if you're not calling his name, that's a good thing.
You don't always want to hear a safety's name.
Exactly, that's my point. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and Q, you know what I'm saying? And with all that being said, because we took some hits in the pass rush, but I like the way Zadarius Smith looks like he's coming along. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, again, mitigating at this point. What we got to do is we got to mitigate the collateral damage, which is at that DB2 position, and also to your point earlier about the run. That's not bad. That's not really all that bad, especially for a bunch of guys who are still getting to know. Because isn't the defense where we took the biggest hit in terms of starters lost?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna ask you, Leo, because what week should we be in, and we should draw concern if these things keep happening.
Good question.
What week should we like press that panic button or at least have our hand on it?
Well, I would say once we get past after week 6, week 7.
Okay. So you're saying after that Giants game, that second Giants game.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason why I'm saying that is because that gives us enough time for there to be a turnaround and consistency. You know what I'm saying? There's a game that means that there should be a turnaround game somewhere in there, and then and then 2 more games after that of consistent play. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we have our bye week is week
9, 8. Let me see. I got it right here.
Week 9, something like that.
Week 9.
Week 9. Yeah. And remember, our bye week came early last year.
It did.
You know what I'm saying?
5.
It came.
We needed it. We needed it. We needed it last year.
Yeah, and then we went on that run.
That's the best bye week they ever had, bro.
Yep.
It's also when Cooper came back too. Coop came back that same time.
No, he started. Yeah, he started starting after that.
Yeah, he started starting. He was around.
The Browns game.
Yeah, it's also important to note we do not have a back-to-back game this year. If you look at the rest of this, there's no back.
What do you mean at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't have any.
The only time we can hope to get a back-to-back home game would be
the playoffs.
The playoffs, yes. You know what I'm saying?
And bless us with that this season.
No, but here's the thing, though. Take a look at the schedule again and note the days of the week the games are on. The Eagles playing every day of the week except for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If you think about it this season, so we have a few mini buys in there too as well.
Because they're primetime games.
No,
exactly.
It hurts us. That hurts us one week.
Yeah.
But
listen, when we win the Super Bowl, okay, and I'm calling it, when we win the Super Bowl, it'll be the most legitimate Super Bowl on the face of the planet, only because we more likely, in order to confirm this particular Super Bowl, everybody that we saw in the playoffs is somebody we played during the season.
Yeah. And remember, we're getting everybody's best shot too, Leo. We're getting everybody's best punch.
Yeah.
Twice.
Everybody who plays us, they're gonna give us their best punch.
Twice.
And to add to that too, Jay, like a little bit of what Wayne's saying too. I feel like we are playing the turnover game. The goal is we are not trying to turn the ball over at all. If you look at a lot of these games, it's based off of turnovers. And that's how the playoffs is. It's based off of turnovers. The most we can do, whatever we can do to not turn the ball over, that's what we're willing to do. And that may be less passing on our end, but we definitely know we got Jahad Campbell over there. We got Jalen Carter over there. We got Jordan Davis. They're going to knock the ball out and try to turn it over. So it's literally we're playing the turnover game. Mm-hmm. That's literally what it looks like. And we're not putting the stats up for it, but that's what it's looking like these last 4 weeks. That's my total recap for these 4 weeks. It's turned into the turnover game.
One last thing I will say, the penalties. The penalties are killing them, bro.
Got to clean it up.
We haven't mentioned that one. The penalties are killing the Eagles, bro. Especially that Cowboys were in that game. Yeah, the Cowboys were in that game versus us because of the penalties, bro.
Absolutely.
112 yards.
Their first scoring drive was based off of like almost 100 yards in penalties from us.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. We were gifted.
We played that again, stumbling and bumbling in period. You know what I'm saying? Recognize like how much of this was self-inflicted and fixable.
Yeah.
The good thing is that, like you keep bringing up, Leo, it is all fixable. But
yeah, we're like to me, it all.
We just expect to be a lot cleaner.
Yeah,
I did.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. This is the part that be bugging me out, that be tripping me out. Okay, this is what trips me out. All right, we've beaten some pretty good teams. We beat a couple of good teams, no matter what. The Rams and the Buccaneers aren't some slouches. Okay, we got away with it. We got
all
that.
Playoff. We beat all playoff teams so far, minus Dallas.
Exactly. Now here's the thing: we doing it right. We beating these teams and fucking up the whole way. Like
4 quarters.
Yeah, we even tried to gift wrap the game to the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? And they fucked it up. It wasn't
before the first play started. We gift wrapped it. So.
We're gift wrapping games. We keep like it's dumb shit. These taunting calls, all this shit. And all I'm saying to you is that for us to be fucking up like we do against these quality teams and we still fucking win, do you realize how good we are? Very good point. Like, can you imagine if for instance, Scotty, imagine if they actually did half the shit you told them to do. Right?
Yeah. You're right.
If they literally did just half the shit you said to do, right? This a dangerous ass team.
You're right. For sure. Now this is where yeah. So now, but here's the devil's advocate part. What happens? Let's just say, for example, I'm gonna always play the devil's advocate. What happens when we play the Giants 2 weeks from now and we're in a shootout with the Giants? Do we just play down to competition?
Again.
Or
we tend to at times. We do.
Yes.
It's also a division game. Games are always, you feel me?
It's
tricky.
It's definitely.
The Giants got that new QB.
Once again, that's a period of time where we should know who we are at that point. Remember,
you said week 6, right? I'm even going to go a step further than you, and I'm going to say I'll give it into the bye week because we saw what our team did with the bye week last year, and you know how everybody says Andy Reid, what he does with the bye week, and blah blah blah. Andy Reid this. I feel like Nick Sirianni's right up there with him.
Yeah, no,
Nick Sirianni knows what to do with a bye week.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that, but I also
so if we come out week 10 and we're still looking like we did week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna have serious concerns.
Should look better. It should be a continuous, good on like working on the things that like I think that there's so much improvement with this team. You know what I'm saying? I don't see us like really getting into our real full potential until late in the season. And that's accounting for the bye, knowing how we do coming out of the bye. But at that point, our bye is week 9, right? So then that
midway, yeah.
That by that time, all of our tendencies and the things that we know, all that shit, that should all be solidified by that point in time.
We should have an identity by then.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
Definitely by the trade deadline, we should.
And also Scott, guess what? We're like at that point we have like what, like almost 30 quarters of live fire exercises under our belt.
Yeah.
Right? Like or something like that, close to that, or like 25, 24, something like that. So I expect to see like with the film, with the things that we have, we should be able to, you know, even know how to course correct real good by that time in time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're right, but I'm just saying in my mind, I'm just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like these cats this is us when we're fucking up.
Yeah.
What happens if this is scary.
It's us at our full potential. We're not at our full potential yet,
and that's where it's good. Like you said, we're not at our full potential.
And like I said, we're a slow starting team. Usually, when it comes out, there usually is controversy. We hear it everywhere. Media, all that stuff talks about issues. We just want to see it get cleaned up. It might not get cleaned up at the pace we want it to. That's the thing.
It never does.
And I just think at the end of the day, I don't think Kevin Patullo even tapped into his bag yet. And I think we're not going to see that till after the bye. That's my true thoughts.
Kevin Patullo only has 16 quarters of footage of knowing how to play with this learning how to drive this damn Ferrari. Yeah. He's only been out with it 16 times. And this is a well-oiled machine. What we have to do is, as a team, as talent, we have to survive this man learning how to play with us. You know what I'm saying? This is
he never been an OC too before. This is his first actual.
He's been in the building.
He was a pass game coordinator though, which is ironic.
That's the funny part.
He's been in the building since
his hands were all over the game plan.
He's been in the building since Nick got there. He came with Nick. You know what I'm saying? So I want to treat him like he's somebody that he know what time it is. You've been in long enough to know. You've been in long enough to know what kind of the people that you got in there, the people that you're working with.
Yeah, but I wish Antoine was here because Antoine feels like this about me. Sometimes us hiring from within, that it just don't work for us, man. Sometimes
you right though, bro. Because I was the only one saying that. Like I was the only one saying I wanted to hire from within. Yeah. And the reason why I was saying that, y'all was saying like, no. Yeah. But the reason why is because he's been with us for so long, and he was a pass game coordinator. He worked under Kellen Moore.
So much pressure on him.
He was a part of the Super Bowls. Like,
we expected him to know the strengths of.
But it is a bigger role.
Yeah,
a much bigger role.
I expect that there has to be. There also has to be a grace period for this brand new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, we do. We gotta give him.
You do.
Huh?
Like he do. We can't.
We'll give him. We'll definitely give him some time.
I mean, look, he's an offensive coordinator in the NFL, and he's 4-0. So I mean, we got to give him some kind of break.
And also think about this. Also think about anybody who start a new job, new gig, new whatever. It takes a little bit of time to get going, and once you start hitting that point, he's gonna peak later on, like you said, Leo. He's gonna peak.
You definitely hit
that
pre-buy.
He's gonna peak pre-buy. Watch.
Yeah, and the thing is that he actually has done better than last year's offensive coordinator at this point. We're 4-0. But we're still slow. So I think, like I said, just give him. I think he deserves a little more grace. That's all. Just give him a little more grace.
The one thing I can say is he's winning, and that's going to segue into the NFL, around the NFL, starting with two teams that apparently just don't want to win. The Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. Tying up the game 40-40. I
Lord
know. Jay
mercy.
watched this game. Me and Scott watched this game. Um, Micah coming back to Jerry World. What? Just real quick. What is y'all thoughts and recaps on it? Because these are teams that we potentially will see with the Cowboys because we play them twice, and we are going to see with Green Bay. What was y'all's thoughts going into that game? I'll start off with Scott.
I mean, that was actually a crazy game, and I was mad that we stayed to watch it because it just kept going and going and going and going and going. But like you said, I mean, both of those teams, bro, I don't trust either one of them. I mean, they both have solid offenses. We saw it with Dak. That was probably I haven't seen Dak play a game like that in a long time. Like, he looked like an MVP type quarterback. But I mean, both of those defenses, I feel like we could eat them alive, bro. Pause.
I like that. No, just thinking about that, I'm like, yo. First, my thing is this. I think the NFL needs to just take away tie games, and they got to find a better way.
I agree because ties are so stupid, bro.
They gotta find a way because at the end of the season, this tie game can be a detriment to each and every one of each of these teams on here. Like, there can be an issue down the line. Me personally, I think they should make it a field goal competition with the kickers. That's just me.
Something fun. But then that's crazy though. Imagine losing a game that you're 40-40 because your kicker missed like a little kickoff shootout.
How many other teams have lost that this week?
Yeah, I think the way to do it is if they do a second OT, start the ball up at the 40 or something, and give them.
I like college, bro. I like college.
Start them up. Yeah, I don't know the college rules. Is it like that?
It's like they start you at the 25. You start at the 25, and then if you score a touchdown, no matter how much you score, the other team gets a shot. And then if you don't score, we don't have to sit here and talk about this, but just look it up. It's cool. It's fun to watch college overtime.
I agree.
My biggest thing is they gotta, if they're finding ways to change the kickoffs and all this stuff, we gotta find a way to take away these ties. It was definitely a good game. I personally thought Michael was gonna play a little bit better. That's just me. I had him with 2 sacks. He only got 1. But yeah, it was definitely a solid game. Does anybody else want to put their words on it before I move on?
No defense. That's what I took from that game. That's what I took from that game. So when they play Philly's not going to allow a game to get like that. It gets so rowdy and out of hand.
Antoine. Because they got Brandon Aubrey. That's true. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I will say what I will say is that it is quite clear. It is very clear that the Dallas Cowboys are over and past Micah Parsons. Okay. I think as a team, as an organization, it looked to me like they are over that. They've moved on. Okay. So I'm not concerned with the Micah and Dallas, Micah Parsons
coming back.
Yeah, all that shit. Yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it too. For them.
I think Jerry actually forced all Cowboy fans to get over it too, because that's what we witnessed that night.
You know what I'm saying? To me, Keon Clark stole the show. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just like, or Kenny Clark. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Kenny Clark.
Defense tackle.
Yeah, he stole the show.
Because at the end of the day, that was him playing his rivalry team.
Exactly.
And people slept on that.
And he looked like he was playing his old team. That's that.
All you hear is Micah Parsons. Michael, you don't hear the other side of the trade. He's a solid player. Kenny Clark is a solid player.
Yeah, he's a great player. 3-time Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
solid.
So again, like in my opinion, just looking at from the outside looking at it, quite clear. The other thing too is that at the end of the day, for both teams, if you are the Green Bay Packers, somebody scored 40 points on you.
Yep.
So regardless of the fact that it's not a loss, someone scored 40 points on you. You know what I'm saying? and same thing for the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not concerned with. I get that you're just happy that you weren't embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I get that. Which listening to a lot of the listening to the players and some of the fan base and everything like that, it makes me appreciative of being a Philadelphia Eagles fan because we are obviously breathing very different air. You know what I'm saying? There are people who are happy that they got a tie, that it wasn't an embarrassing. It wasn't an embarrassment.
No, like, I agree with you. That was the atmosphere.
Yeah,
That like we didn't get beat from either side. So
yeah. I can imagine y'all must have
we're
been
watching
sitting there.
Cowboy fans and Packers fans walking out holding hands, bro. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I can
literally what it
imagine.
looked like.
Pretty much. I mean, really, bro. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I can imagine y'all must have, like, first of all, as an Eagles fan, y'all must have been, in their minds, the bougiest motherfuckers on the planet. Y'all
That's how we walk around out here, bro.
And if you didn't, I swear to God, it would be my main. If I was in Texas anywhere, as an Eagles fan, I would make it my mission to be so insufferable and be bougie. I would be like, seriously, I would be talking cash.
Hey,
That's what they do.
I'm pretty sure me and Scott both walk around all day.
That's what they do. I was gonna say, y'all act like
bro.
that.
I do it on purpose. I sit there and just be like, I look at it and I go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We don't see that much cowboy attire out here. I did see a lot of Michael Parsons cowboy jerseys though. But
really?
They're out. They still got them.
But looks like the number one jersey is Brandon Aubrey though, to be honest with you.
Really?
I've seen some Brandon Aubrey jerseys, bro. We saw one the other day.
Yeah.
It was insane.
The kicker.
But
kicker jersey, they ain't got much hope.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, we kind of talked about them. One game that I was looking at that really I'm not impressed, but really caught my eye was this Giants and Chargers game. Last week majority of us had the Chargers at number 3. They go in, play the Giants. I don't know, guys. I think Jackson Dart I'm not saying he's gonna be a threat, but I think he can possibly come out to be a solid quarterback in the NFL. Possibly. Just with going in playing the Chargers with that offensive line that he has, with like a Cam Stadaboo, Brian Daboll, jobs on the line, a lot of just all that pressure. For him to go in and do that, it is kind of impressive.
The problem is that it's going to take a little while before he can even begin to see his full potential, only because you don't have Malik Neighbors anymore. And to your point, from a coaching standpoint, it looks to me like they need to start preparing for a regime change, which means that there's probably going to end up being some sort of a new offense that he's going to have to learn again. You know, if they don't get rid of Dayball, you know what I'm saying? Which they probably will end up doing. You know,
it's also, can he be different too? Because if we look at the recent history of the Giants, they bring in these guys, these quarterbacks, and I like Jackson Dart when he was in college. I watched a lot of college football, so he was a really good player for Ole Miss. Like, he was a gunslinger. He could run the ball. He's very confident in his play.
He's definitely
good. It stands out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but the other thing is like, we've seen, like I was saying, in recent history with these Giants quarterbacks, that they come in, they do great, against a good opponent. They win these 2-3 games. The whole city of New York is like happy, like, oh my God, our Giants are back. And then boom, it's done. They suck. Like, that's just what we've seen. We've seen it with Daniel Jones. We saw it with Tommy DeVito. We saw it with the other guy that they brought in. Like, can Jackson Dart be different? If I'm a Giants fan, that's what I'll be thinking.
Listen, if I'm the Giants, you know who you go get?
Like Antoine said, like, they're gonna get blown out. What? Go ahead, Leo.
You know who if I'm the Giants, you know who you go get? Go get Bill.
Go get who? Bill Belichick?
Yup.
He's too worried about his. I think he's a little worried about his other situation.
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's worried about his girlfriend in the state of North Carolina.
I do think they're going to be good with Jackson Dart, because their defense is pretty solid, but they don't got no type of. Their defense is the Giants defense.
Yeah.
They're not terrible. Abdul Carter was wrecking that game. I was watching that game side by side with the Eagles, because my best friend's a Giants fan, so he's on one TV screaming over there, so I'm going back and forth watching it. One thing I will say, Jackson Dart closed that game out, bro. Like, Chargers were trying. He closed. He was making the right runs at the right time again. Like Scotty said, this has happened in New York before. Guy comes in for a little while, he flashes, but he seems a little bit different.
He
But
does.
I do agree with Leo said. I do see a regime change because Dable threw him in there, I believe, to save his job at this so early in the season.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but you know what though, Jay? What's going to be even deeper is that it may not just be it may not be just Dayball. It could be Shane too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Dayball and Joe Shane gone at the same time.
Yeah, the GM, right? That's the GM. Yeah.
Because remember, this is back to back Saquon, all that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Daniel Jones.
They ain't trying to mess this one up. Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see that happen.
It's definitely a move for both of their jobs.
Our division gonna be tough, bro. Our division got JD5, got Prescott not going away.
Down the line.
You know what though?
Down the line. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Jay. Not for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. Those guys gotta wait.
Everybody except for us is in a years, and I mean, I'm saying it plural, a years long rebuild and
That's
something.
true.
And if we're keeping it all the way a buck, if you look at the league as a whole, just look over the last couple of years. All these teams are doing is they're building their teams to either mirror the Philadelphia Eagles or to directly compete with.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a wide receiver 1A, 1B. They want they're not going to say it, but they want the Jalen Hurts type quarterback now.
Yeah. Now they want that guy. Now they want that guy not throwing for 400 and winning the game and managing the game to a point.
Yep. Yeah. Here's the problem: is the secret sauce is the Philadelphia Eagles secret sauce is Howie Roseman and Jeff Stoutland and Nick Sirianni. That's crazy.
Vic Fangio.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Vic.
And Vic Fangio, the coaching. That's our secret sauce. And I believe what we're really doing is what week 2 did was the confirmation of the sunset on the Chiefs' kingdom and the sunrise of the golden era of Philadelphia Eagles football. It is my contention that I think that when Jalen Hurts walks away from this game, we'll have caught up to the Dallas Cowboys in a number of Super Bowl wins.
Or close. I believe that too.
Yeah, if you think about it, look at the number of draft picks we got coming up in the next draft and the one after that. And
we can't sleep on the owner too. Jeffrey Lurie is not like a big like in the public eye type of guy, but he's gonna do he's gonna get you what you need. He's gonna get his team set up for every fucking thing.
He definitely trusts everything. Yeah, he trusts him. He's trusting Howie.
We are blessed.
He's very hands on too. Yeah. He's not a Jerry Jones hands on, but he's around. He's not an owner that he's around.
He definitely wants to know what's going on. It's his money.
Bro. Listen, I had to tell some people when Jeffrey Lurie says I'm having a meeting with Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni on Tuesday. When that kind of word gets out here, that ain't good. See, I know people get a little desensitized when it comes to Jerry Jones, but here, because see, here's the thing, Jeffrey Lurie don't say shit. You might see his ass sitting there at the draft, and he be doing like this in his chair and smiling, and he'll clap, but you'll never see him say shit. You might see his ass in the locker room hugging everybody and shaking hands and everything like that, but you don't hear him talking. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no microphones in his face very often. You know what I'm saying? He shuts the fuck up. But
as a team, go ahead.
He only talks at the conference championship wins. That's when you hear him.
But look, as an owner, that's how I think it should be. And obviously, I'm an Eagles fan, so there's some bias there. But it's just like owning a company, bro. If you own a business or a big company like that, you hire. You're not the manager. You're not the worker. You're not the guy to do this and that. Like, you have the bread. You're a billionaire. You buy something and you hire people to run your business.
Yeah, you pay the people to do the job. Yeah. You're paying people to do the job if you're trying to do the job.
And he still does have, it's kind of like, I'm going to hire these people that I trust. I'm going to put them in a certain position, and whatever they need from me that I could do to make them better, I'm going to give them the money to go spend it and do it, whatever.
I'm watching it. I'm going to let them do their jobs.
He just walks around. You always see him just walking around, dapping people up, like
smiling, bro.
Y'all, he don't got no radio show. He's not on ESPN. He not like the other guys.
No, he's not like, you don't see him. But he'll fight for his team. What he said at the owners meeting. What the fuck y'all then? because we're gonna do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, straight up, straight up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And he
facts.
said that shit. Well, then fuck
He
y'all.
stands on business.
Yeah. He like what? And if you voted against this, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I like that.
He got,
Yeah,
he
I
got
love that
tabs
shit,
on
bro.
everybody that voted against him.
That's
nice.
He got
that's
tabs
Philly.
on
That's
everyone.
Yeah, it's
that's
nice.
like
He got a
that's
little
real
hood
Philly
in
shit
him.
right there.
Yeah, it's nice to know he ain't no punk either. I didn't know he had that
Yeah.
in him. But okay, you know what I'm saying? To find out, the owner like, well, fuck y'all then. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Been in Philly for a minute, like Scotty said. That's some Philly shit right there.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell my coach to run it all the fucking time. What? You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? We got a coach that's crazy and stupid enough to be like, okay,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
bet.
Just because you see he was talking shit to Baker.
Yeah,
Hey, yo,
I did see that.
Baker, I told you. You know what I'm saying? It's type of shit. He crazy like that.
I think the team goes around his personality, Nick. But they would just be.
But
He's
I'm
a
just
crash
saying,
out sometimes.
yeah, the coach is a crash out too. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We got
That's why I love Nick Sirianni, bro.
and we got a defense with some goons who are crash outs too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said this at the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I really liked about this particular team and this roster, what makes us better, while we're going to be a better, the eventuality is we're going to be a better defense this year than we were last year, is because we do have some certified, a really nice certified group of goons.
We do.
That just all they got to do is just once they round into who they really are. You see the things that they're doing. These motherfuckers is blocking punts and running them shits back. Jordan Davis ran himself to a damn contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan Davis, that he's earning that shit every week. The price is going up.
And your two rookie draft picks too?
Yeah.
Twice in a row? Like now you got Jahad Campbell and you got Makuba possibly in the running for rookie of the year. Like that's
and then take it back to what we got 20-something new draft picks coming in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
If we don't use that.
God damn.
That's leverage for anything we want, really.
Yeah.
That's
so now it's going to be, because we're going to have, it's always going to be about maintaining the perfect form, the right mix of youngins and veterans. But these youngins got to be contributors on their rookie contracts, because we're going to be cycling a bunch of people out of here. That's what the
Patriots did for years. I'll tell you, the Patriots did that for years.
That's exactly.
Yeah. And the thing is what, like, and mind you, at the same time, you could tell that this is what's really shaping up is a actual culture. You know what I'm saying? Our culture is being done up in such a way that I bet you this time next year, after we've won the Super Bowl, and let's say next year we're 2-2 in week 4, y'all not gonna be mad. Y'all gonna be like, we do this every year. We start off slow. Last year we were 4-0. Remember that? And the year before that we were 2-4. That's how y'all gonna be talking.
Correct.
Like that. We're in, like, it's recognizing, always being, again, present and where we are at this time in time, but recognizing, like, yo, this is we're in the sunrise of the golden era of one hell of a run. And this particular run on this year, you know what I'm saying, what's going to make it sweet is that every team that we probably will have to face in the playoffs is a team we may have saw during the regular season. So that means that y'all had 2 shots at us and still fucked it up. What?
Yeah. We literally are standing where our feet are right now.
Yeah. What?
That's the Rams.
Yeah.
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 That's the Rams.
Yeah, that's the Rams. That's the motherfucking Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? That's that could be the Detroit Lions. That could be the Green Bay Packers, because we see all of them in the regular season and probably during the playoffs. At least 3 of the teams that we've seen in this regular season will have seen in the playoffs. Ain't that some shit?
That's crazy.
That's a good thing about having a good team and having a tough schedule, is that it prepares you all fucking season long for this.
But here's the thing: do you realize what happens when the Philadelphia Eagles repeat, and I'm putting it in the air like that. What happens?
Mhm.
It makes you, and mind you, you fuckers are in Texas. It immediately makes you insufferable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, bro.
Oh, they
How
know.
can
They
you doubt
know.
this?
They know.
How
They
can you
definitely
doubt this?
know.
Yeah,
When,
you
They hate
already
me out here.
already can't
like
stand off. They
Leo,
already
let me just give you an
off.
example. We can walk past Cowboy fans with
Mm.
both of our jerseys on, Eagles hats on, and you can slowly see them kind of put their heads down because they
Like the way
technically can't say anything.
their
They
energy
can't
just
say
shifts.
anything.
Not
Yeah,
only can they not say anything, but they don't. We do. We insinuate like, so
yeah.
why do y'all
We
suck?
engage
So
with them, and we
your
just simple
presence,
conversation. Yeah.
your presence disturbs their spirit. Do you see what I'm saying? Your presence
It's
disturbs.
just that, bro. It's like, what are all the young boys saying? Like aura, bro. We have that.
Oh,
We have that out here.
I was
We
on.
have that out here.
I was on Mark Holmes' show, and he's got somebody named. There's a few people, but there's a few cats that are so vile towards me. You understand what I'm saying? And it's all because I'm an Eagles fan. But the way they say things to me, there's a woman. Her name is Tay Cowboys. She cussed me out so bad that it was so deep. It came from her ovaries. That's how angry. Like that's how much she can't stand me. Not
Yeah,
Yeah,
from her diaphragm, but from her ovaries.
straight from the ovaries.
that's
Like
crazy.
when they say fuck the Eagles, that's it. It's there is so much in there, y'all. This is hell for them. You know
He
what I'm
says,
saying?
"I say it from the
But
diaphragm."
a lot of
Man.
them though too, like there's ones like that too. But a lot of them want to be like us, bro. A
Yeah,
lot of them want to,
they
you
like
know how
what we're
many.
doing.
You know how many people I've had come up to me and like say like, "Yo, like I know I have this Dak Prescott jersey on, but like I fuck with the Eagles too, bro." Like
Oh,
y'all,
they
and
love it how we
I would
doing.
never say that. I would
I would
never say that
never
to a
say that.
Cowboys
Me
fan.
neither.
Yeah, they love
Never
it
in my
how
life.
they wish they had Howie. It pisses them off that they wish they had a Howie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It like
they can't get one. Yeah,
yeah. Jerry has done so terrible
the
that
closest thing that other teams are doing to get a Howie is they're picking people out of his scouting team. They're picking people out of his front office
yes,
just to come over to their team
yes,
and just give
yes,
them just a little taste of
yes,
what the
yes,
Eagles are doing. So,
yes,
like,
yes,
just like how
yes.
Nick
That's true.
Sirianni has his branch of coaching,
That's true.
Howie is doing the same thing.
That is true.
He's training his people, and they're branching out. What's crazy is some
Yeah.
teams are not even going with what they're saying and actually sending them back to Howie. Because I think there's a dude that ended up leaving the Eagles back in 22. I think he went to the Jets, and then he joined back with us this 2025
You
season.
talking about Douglas? You talking about Hugh Douglas?
Yeah, yeah. No, not Hugh
He
Douglas. It's
and
another
Joe
dude.
Douglas. Not Hugh Douglas. I'm sorry, Hugh Douglas. I'm
Oh
sorry,
no,
Joe
you
Hugh
talking about
Douglas.
the
Douglas.
front office?
Yeah, he's in the front
Yeah.
office.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's
I
I
know
in
who
the
was
you're
front
talking
talking.
office.
about he was
I know who you're talking about.
It
Yeah.
was Joe Douglas, wasn't he with the Jets and he
Joe
just came back
Douglas.
as a
Yeah.
yeah, it's Joe
Yeah,
Douglas.
Joe
I said
Douglas.
Hugh
Yeah.
Douglas. I don't know
Yeah.
why I messed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
He
it
okay.
was
was a
Joe
big
Douglas.
part
Yeah.
of he's a
Hugh
big part of
Douglas.
the
He was a big
yeah,
part of that 2022 team
yeah, I
that
confused
picked
their
up like
name. I don't know why.
Kaiser White, all them
Yeah.
boys.
Bro,
But
he built the Ravens 2012 Super Bowl team too. He built the Eagles Super Bowl team. It just didn't
Yeah.
go well for him, but he's now back with the Eagles. I believe he's in a scouting department now.
yeah, definitely. But as we kind of going through with the time and all, let's look at these top rankings. We're gonna do the Eagles collective top ranks. Uh,
Oh, and
looking
by
at
the
it
way, I
right
changed
now,
my
what's
mind.
up? You
Scott
want to
Scott
keep
made
it?
me scared. Scott made me change my mind.
I told you.
What? What is it?
Nah, don't worry about it, Scott. You just made me change my mind. That's it. Leave it at that. Okay. We'll
So
leave it
yeah,
at that.
so we got the Eagles 1, Bills 2, Lions 3, Rams 4, and Bucks 5. With looking at this, does this seem like a solid power ranking, or do you feel like we need to possibly shift some people around, add some people, remove some people? Jay, what are your thoughts?
No, I mean I think it's after the Eagles and the Bills. I think everybody else, there's a little drop off after that, but then I think it's like a second tier. I see it like that. I mean, all those teams are pretty strong, all playoff bound teams. I mean, that fifth spot, you could really play right there. You could put the Colts there. You could put a couple. Some people still believe it. I don't think the Packers should be there because of the way they played the last 2 games and they collapsed versus the
Nah.
Browns. So I don't think they should be there. I mean, some people would put the Colts there, even though they lost to the Rams. They fought them tough in LA.
Mhm.
You gotta. I mean, that was. I mean, I kind of agree with the list. I don't see. I wouldn't switch at that list. I kind of like how that list looks right now.
What about the Vikings? What's your thoughts on the Vikings?
The Vikings, I believe they're going to be one of those teams where they're going to limp to the finish line this season. Their quarterback play,
Depends on how JJ is,
yeah, and they don't know about JJ yet because they said it themselves. If Carson plays well, we're going to stick with Carson. Carson hasn't played bad, but he hasn't played well enough to say, let's play him over a rookie.
Yeah.
So I believe they're gonna have a weird season. I'm not fully bought into them. I do think their coach, I think was it Kevin O'Connell. I think the team he's bought the team buys into him and stuff. But they don't have a quarterback right now. They don't have a solid quarterback. They're not sure. Yeah. So when a team is like that, I can't put them as a top team.
Yeah, and with the Chargers, so that loss to the Giants takes them out of top 5. Y'all
yeah, bro. Look at their first 3 games. Their first 3 wins, the 3-0 was the Chiefs in a fluky game in Brazil. Then I think it was the Raiders, and I forgot who was. It was all 3 wins, and then they got exposed versus a rookie. We lost to a rookie quarterback in his first game ever in the NFL, and not a top 5 team.
And what's even crazier is there's only one AFC team in the top 5.
Yep, and it's the Bills. Yeah. Everybody, the NFC is the new AFC. Like I said, remember when Mahomes used to have to go through a gauntlet and then run through? It's the opposite now. Jalen got to run through a gauntlet, and he pretty much is better than almost every AFC AFC team, the whole conference.
Yeah,
no, that's facts. That's a good point. Actually,
but you want to know what's interesting is that take a look at all of that, right? At face value, which team is better than the Eagles? I know a lot of them have improved, but even with their improvement, are they better than the Eagles? Which one?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Hey, even with our struggles, with our struggles too.
Yes. And
everybody knows that we can turn it on.
We got the Los Angeles Rams. And we got the Los Angeles Rams, and we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers best shot. Yeah, be it they were hobbled, but that was their best shot, their first best shot. We're likely to get one of these teams' second best shot.
So angry, the Rams got to be so angry with Philly is standing in their way, like you said. They're just standing in their way, man.
Yeah. Their intentions is to see us in the playoffs to fuck it up again.
Yeah, we're literally fighting for home field advantage.
Think about that. Yeah, and they don't give a fuck about no home field advantage now.
Yeah.
Remember, they came there talking shit. Ain't gonna be no snow now. Fuck that, nigga. We got that. We taking that shit. I bet my motherfucker.
We don't need snow.
We don't need snow. Hey, what's that Jalen said? Rain, sleet, or snow?
Yeah. He was trying to go.
And I bet my chain. What, fool? What? I'm gonna get my
that weak ass 8. That weak ass 8.
Good shit. You ain't realize.
What's your thoughts on this, Scott? Just this ranking. You feel like?
I mean, to be honest, not to be cliche, we're keeping it week 4, weeks 1 through 4. I think this is the exact order. I think this is what it should be. I do agree with Jay when he says that it's the Eagles, Bills, and it's kind of like a drop off from there. But let's not sleep on the Lions, bro. Like we keep telling everybody about how it's we're struggling, we're still winning, but we're struggling because it's early in the season. The Lions lost to the Packers, who we thought were a really good team in the beginning of the year, and still might be. I mean, it's early, but they followed that up with putting 52 on the Bears. I don't care. It's an NFL team. They put 50 on them and beat them by 31. They followed that up with beating.
That's a division game, too.
It's a division game. And then they followed that up by putting 38 on the Ravens, who have looked shaky this so far, but it's still the Ravens. And then they beat the Browns by like 30 points. So I mean, the Lions are out here putting numbers up too. I would say they're a clear. I don't know about clear because the Rams do look tough, but give me the Lions over the Rams for right now. And then I mean, LA is just that's a doghouse, bro. Like they hungry. Them boys want to win. They're doing whatever it takes, except beating the Eagles. And then the Bucks. I'm with Jay on that. You can kind of swap them out. Like if you want to throw the Colts in there, cool. I'm personally not completely bought in yet, but this is weeks 1 through 4, so I think that's a little interchangeable. But other than that, to me, this looks pretty good.
Gio's got the Kansas City Chiefs at 5, and he got.
I mean, if you go back and look, that's a game that we didn't talk about. That actually was a good game.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes had like Pat Mahomes. Yeah, he got Worthy back, and he looked like Pat Mahomes.
That's what I'm trying to say. You give him a little sun. That's what I'm trying to say. When Rashee Rice and Worthy's on the field at the same time, he gonna make him look like Hall of Famers, man. That's gonna be a little scary.
Everybody's going to be better. Everybody is going to be better after week 6.
Yeah.
By the time, like I look at these teams and I say, okay, because by the time we see Kansas City again, and I do believe Kansas City should be week 5. It should be the 5th spot, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, that was a quality win against a quality team. You know what I'm saying? They beat the shit out of Baltimore.
Yeah,
they punched them. That was an anger game. That was like, we got to get things together game.
Exactly.
That was. They punched them.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's punishing the Ravens, though. Honestly,
but the Ravens got bad defense, my brother. They second. I think they got the second worst.
It makes no sense though, because like on paper, that defense looks like it should win championships.
Yeah, but something's wrong over there.
Remember, Roquan went down. You know what I'm saying? They've got some Jair Alexander.
He's played though.
No, he's out.
Roquan played against the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's where he got hurt. He got hurt.
I know, but I'm saying they had him the other 4 games. No, so it's not like he's just.
Yeah, but
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He even when he was playing, they were still losing. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is that again, this Baltimore team will probably be a better Baltimore team
down the line.
Later in the season. Same thing with us. Look at who we get back at. Look at who we're not going to see Nolan until November.
Yeah. And then Nakobe's supposed to be coming back in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, Nakobe will be back soon. If you think about timeline, when we should be getting certain players back by that time, that's when you want us to really start to begin to really heat up. And then and the way things go for us be a regular thing, which is probably week 11, week 12, that type of situation. You see what I'm saying?
And Lamar Jackson has a hamstring injury right now. Is that?
Yeah, it's pretty bad too.
So they might go a few games without him.
They said it's 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It might be too late for them.
That's one big thing that I'm noticing. There is a lot of injuries happening early this season.
Which is, remember I said, take a look at the Bills.
Yeah, so looking to see how they come out.
Yeah.
Come week 10.
But the thing about the Ravens is that they already played 2 division games and lost both of them, right? Or did they just play 1?
You might be right. I'll have to look that up.
Because if they already lost 2 division games and then they're without Lamar for 3 weeks, that's tough.
That's tough, yeah.
Somebody who's a Ravens fan told me today that our season's over. I was like, you think? He's like, yeah, like the way they're trajectory is like it's over already.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If Lamar is not, if it's as bad as I think it's going to be, I think it's worse than what they're saying.
Oh, they don't even have a division loss, so that's the good news for them.
This is Josh Allen's year because this is Josh Allen's year to get going because Burrow's probably not going to beat it. Lamar's not going to beat it. Can you finally get past Mahomes and the Chiefs?
That's what I was saying to Scott. That's what I was saying to Scott. Like, take a look. The pathway for the Bills to the Super Bowl. It couldn't be no easier than what you see right now.
It's a cakewalk, bro.
Yeah, look at everybody. Look at how these teams are hurt. Look at what's going on. All this shit, and you up here playing like this? Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And then when I look at on the NFC side of things, like I said, have teams improved? Absolutely, absolutely. But
Yeah.
still not better than us, and we're fucking up.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Like that's what's crazy about all this. Just I think we also are making a statement just because we were having the whole stat talk, the whole off season. That's
Y'all,
what
don't
everybody's
forget to hit
excuse.
that. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for the bird section, and carry your asses on over to the Eagles podcast and make sure you hit the like button for them too. Y'all know that's our tip jar. Hook us up. Come on.
That's
Now.
what keeps
Stop
us
playing.
going at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stop playing.
that's
Y'all
what
know
keeps
what
us
it
going.
is. Y'all know what it is.
But yeah, just looking at that, like I think a lot of teams are looking at the game a lot different when they're not seeing stats on the board, but they're seeing wins. At the end of the day, the win is what matters at the end of the day. So I think a lot of teams are starting to realize that.
Didn't Jalen say keep the main thing?
And that's what he's
Yeah.
always done. That's what he's always
Isn't the
done. He's
main
never
thing
fell off
winning?
from it. Never fell off from it.
Yeah, there you go.
Going into this Broncos game, man. So I'm looking at the Broncos defense. Pass defense is ranked 9th. Run defense is ranked 11th. And red zone defense is ranked number 1. Eagles offense, run offense, 16th. Pass offense, 31st. Total offense is 30th. But we're ranked number 1 in red zone offense. So that's going to be in the red zone. It's definitely going to be a game to watch. However,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, we're
definitely gonna
100% in the red zone.
Yeah,
we're
100%.
number 1. We're number 1, but they're also number 1 in stopping the red zone. So that's why I said it's going to be a good competition with that. But
For sure.
how do you see the Eagles coming out of this game with a W? What is an area of opportunity that we need to kind of focus on when we're watching this game? I'm gonna start off with Scott on that.
Where do we need to focus on? I mean, I don't know how many times I said it on this podcast alone, but the trenches, that's going to mean a lot this week.
Amen.
Because they do have a good D line, and their D line, like you said, Warren, number 1 in the red zone. I mean, that D line gets to the quarterback when it's in the 20 or below, man. Like they really do. So that's definitely a spot we need to watch out for. Another thing, obviously, Pat Surtain, one of the best to ever do it. So we still need to be aggressive. I think this is the week where we can be aggressive because they do have a solid secondary, but it's not anything we haven't seen before. They have a great defensive coach. Another thing we got to keep doing is just relying on our defensive coordinator. Bring the pressure. Bo Nix, like Jay was saying earlier, he's a good young quarterback, but he is willing to take risks and he's willing to play like a young quarterback. So I think Vic knows exactly what to do. We got to send pressure, get to the quarterback. Don't allow him a whole lot of time because he can make some stuff happen with that time.
They are ranked 5th in the run.
Going.
Yeah, they're ranked number 5 on offensive run. Offensive run game, they're ranked number 5. We're ranked 21st on stopping the run on defense.
That's another issue there. D-line
got to come up with something. They got to do something different.
Got to get something going this week because that's tough. We've let a lot of running backs just march right down the field on us, and they're a team that clearly they can do the same thing.
Yeah, I think the only team we kind of stopped when it came to the run game was the Chiefs. Isaiah
they didn't do
Pacheco
it, but they don't have. No, they don't have a lot of good running backs over there. Kareem Hunt and
Isaiah
Isaiah
Pacheco was good. He was good. It's just he kind of like plateaued after his injury. Like it's like he's not the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, both of them though, even Kareem Hunt, he hasn't had a great year either.
Yeah, that's true. My biggest thing is just this run defense. I think if we can see a small like just progress with this run defense, I think we can have a solid game with them. I also think this is a team that we gotta control the narrative in the beginning. Like I feel like if we start off fast and we start off controlling everything, that's going to throw them through a loop. That's the one way I see it. Kind of like how we played the Bucks, but don't let the foot off the gas. I know we're going to get interviews from the players tomorrow, so a huge question to Jalen Hurts is going to be, that concussion and that hit that he took. So
Uh-huh.
we're gonna hear about that. But no, I definitely see this being a good game. We can't sleep on this game. That's the thing. We
That's
cannot
one
sleep
thing.
on this
Yeah,
game. We definitely
Right.
can't sleep
yeah.
on this game. Leo, what's your thoughts going into
Well,
this Week 5 game?
so I look at the Denver Broncos as sort of kind of like a team that could potentially be on the come up, but then again, at the same time, it could also be a bit fugazi. When you look at throughout their first 4 games, they're 2-2, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they won against lesser caliber teams. Their first win was against Tennessee, and then they won against the Bengals with a Joe Burrow-less Cincinnati Bengals. So they should look like they should have won those games. But then when you look at who they lost to, and it's the higher caliber teams like the Indianapolis Colts and the San Diego Chargers, it sort of kind of makes you be like, well, what happens when they come against those higher sort of quality or caliber type of teams? You see what I'm saying? The fact that, now here's the thing. This also is like one of those type of games that's like shaped up to be like one of those trap games. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, the Broncos defense is ranked number 1 in pressure. You know what I'm saying? And our offense is ranked number 30 in pressure rate against pressure. So it shapes up for them in that aspect to have a really good day. But then we keep talking about we are expecting some sort of an offensive explosion. We know we're about due. You know what I'm saying? It could come against, the Denver Broncos because, when you look at from a run defensive perspective, you know what I'm saying? We actually we hold the advantage there. So again, it's just one of those things where it could be either or. This track game, we can't look past it. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of things that we have to clean up. We talked about it. We all talked about it ad nauseum earlier. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that looking at this game, it could be, this is still yet our next biggest test defensively. I'm sorry. This is our next biggest test against a formidable defense for our offense.
Yeah.
So the ability to get Saquon off and to get our guards and our tackles out in front pulling and running, that's going to be key. And I expect to see that quite a lot this year, this game.
But let's go ahead and wrap this up, and we can do a score prediction, and standout player. I didn't want to toot my own horn, but I said Jahad Campbell last week.
He
Jahad
did his
Campbell did a
thing. He did
little.
his
He
thing.
did a
That's why
little
he put.
something.
That's why he put that graphic up there off rip.
Yeah.
That's why he did that.
Yeah,
He put
he
that Jahad Campbell
specifically.
graphic off rip.
Yeah,
nobody damn was gonna notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jay, go ahead and give us a score prediction. And who you gonna give the game ball to at the end of the game?
Oh, game ball too, man. Oof. Offense. Saquon got to get up. He got to stop being pedestrian. At some point, he got to wake up. This is going to be a tough defense to do it versus, but at some point, he's going to have to. I don't want to say win us a game, but put a dent in on the game. So give me Saquon. I think he's going to maybe might take off. He might be get the rust off. On defense, I'm gonna go with Zach Bond. I mean, just Zach Bond is just Zach Bond, but the defense runs around him. He made a statement at the end of last week's game. He said, he won the Let's Fucking Go player of the game, whatever, that Tom Brady award. He said, in this defense, you're never alone. You look next to you, you got help. You look over here, you got help. He's just the best leader that the Eagles got on defense. I think he'll be the player of the game next week.
Nice. I like that. I think he was he was Tom Brady's player of the game. So
Tom Brady's player of the game.
That's dope. Scott, who you got, and what's the score prediction? Wait, did you give your score?
Let me get the prediction. Yeah. Give me 24-17 Birds.
Damn,
that's what Scotty did.
Well, go ahead. I'm still.
And the only reason why I'm gonna take 17 is because what Leo said. We've been holding opponents to 24 under, right? Them last game, them 2 touchdowns was fluke touchdowns, brother. They should not even have had 24. True. So I do think they're gonna have 17 or less.
They're definitely gonna clean that up. They're definitely gonna have to clean that up. I guess I'll go next. So I'm gonna
Sorry, Scotty.
I'll give you my players still.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 28-24. Birds. I think the standout player on defense. I'm gonna give it to Zadarius Smith just because this will be like his third game coming in, and I think he's getting more comfortable with the defense. So I think he's gonna have a standout game. Offense wise, man, I'm gonna give it to Dallas Goedert just because Dallas is kind of like the way he played against the Bucks. Like he got 2 touchdowns that game.
He's
Little
being
shovel
incorporated
passes,
Very
the
in
little
those.
shovel
Yeah,
passes, the little
Yeah.
shovel passes was hitting. And before you finish, Warren, I want to hear Scotty's prediction because now he has to pivot off his score.
Yeah. So
yeah, I got you.
but that's what I got. Dallas got her on offense, Zadarius Smith on defense, and 28-24 Birds. Scott.
I'm gonna change my score just to be a little different. I was gonna go 24-17, but I was before I even was gonna say that. That was actually my prediction last week too, but I was going with it again because I do think we're
Mm.
gonna hold the team to under 20 points. So I'm gonna go 17-27. I'll say we'll get that extra field goal. Let Jake get some bread going. Offensively, my standout player. All right. So I'm gonna do this. When we played the Rams before, our podcast before, I said
Mm.
this is gonna be an AJ type game. And it
Yeah.
was. So I'm gonna do that again in hopes
Okay.
that it's another AJ type game. I know they have a solid defense, but this is a team that we don't see very often. So I think there's room for some mismatches and some things to go AJ's way. So I'm gonna give AJ Brown the game ball for offense and defense. I'm gonna go with give me Andrew Makuba to get a pick
Mm.
Ooh. Okay.
on a Bo
I
Nix
like
deep
that.
ball.
That would be good. That would be good for him for
Somebody's gonna
especially
get a pick because the way he
defensive
plays,
player
I
of the
see it
year.
opportunistic. I see it happen. I see picks. I've seen maybe multiple picks.
Yeah. Leo, what you got for the prediction in game ball?
Okay, so I think that this is going to probably be this will probably be the game for the offensive explosion to a
Mm.
degree we wanted to see, in particular in our running game. I think
Okay.
this is where Saquon comes out. In the passing game, I do think that AJ will probably see the same number of targets, just he'll have a better catch rate. Nine
Okay.
Yeah.
targets, nine targets with six to seven receptions.
Absolutely
saying?
agree
I
with
like
that.
that.
With a tutty. You know what I'm saying? But I think the receiver that's probably going to have there's two receivers. I think that one of the two are going to probably have a really good game, and that will probably be Devontae Smith or Jahan Dotson. You know what I'm saying? Only because it's the mix and match play that we get to do with this offense. Again, we are entering into this particular game with our full complement of weaponry. You know what I'm saying? Which for the second time this year. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm anticipating is when you look at the way the Denver Broncos play against a higher caliber team, they struggle with those kinds of teams. We are not the Indianapolis Colts. We are not the who else did they lose to? The Los Angeles Chargers.
Gotcha.
We are a much bigger, scarier monster than them.
No,
And
that's facts.
and we are not the and if you were I get that it was the Cincinnati Bengals and you beat them 28-3, but you were supposed to beat them some kind of way, looking like they looking without Joe Burrow. That was supposed to happen. It's a different story with this team, and we're still stumbling and bumbling. So the things that we talked about last week, I assume are going to be addressed and fixed. Again, can't wait to see what this defense looks like minus Aragonquo and and Nolan Smith. Again, another test. And I'm looking for efficiency on play. Again, happy with the way Jahad Campbell and the lessons that he is learning, even when he gets burnt. Same thing with Andrew Makuba. They have not really come back to haunt us as of yet.
No, that's facts. I like that. That was a lot of good points. But yeah, it looks like Wayne got 33-17. He's giving it to Barkley and
Yo,
Coop.
and shout to
Yo,
Wayne
Coop,
too.
I'm gonna say that too because I
I
was
haven't
gonna
seen
go
Wayne
with
in a
Coop.
minute.
Yeah, shout out
fault,
Wayne.
Scotty. Yeah, shout
Nah,
out
you
Wayne.
good.
Yeah, I didn't give a
Wayne,
score
Wayne know what
prediction.
you're talking about.
What's
Oh,
your
go
score
ahead.
prediction, Leo? My bad.
I think it's going to be 37-20.
Ooh, I like that score. That's what that
That's
was. That their
that was
score
the
last
Ravens
time.
Chiefs. That was Ravens Chiefs game.
I
That
think it's going to
was,
be
yeah.
37-20. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remember they punched Denver one time. Was that Reese? That
It was.
was the game. That was the game where Smitty had a crazy catch on Sertan in the corner with the
I
fade.
think Smitty going to eat. I
Oh,
think Smitty
I
going to
remember
eat.
that.
Yeah,
I-
Smitty versus Sertan, and Smitty came down with the ball crazy. And they boys too. They old teammates.
That's facts.
Yeah.
We got 30 people right now in the comments. It looks like D's got their score 28-14. They got AJ and Bond too, so they kind of right where you are with Jay when it comes to Bond.
Yeah. Yo, Philly
D,
416 said Bo Nix 2 turnovers. Book it. I definitely agree with that. So shout out to Philly for 416.
definitely, yeah. And everybody, hey, if you predict the Eagles to win, hit the like button on the Eagles Collective and over there at the Birds section. Hit the like button. That
Yes,
keeps us
sir.
going. We appreciate y'all watching. Leo,
Yeah.
we appreciate you coming on the show. It's
Always,
always good
yo.
talking to you. We built this
Facts, bro. It was
we
fun.
building something crazy, and it's always good having you, whether I'm on your show, you on mine. We always making a movie
Yeah,
coming
man.
on.
I got to get y'all like on the real. We got to reverse engineer this. I got to get y'all to come on to the Bird section.
Yo, we could do that. We
Yeah,
could do that.
let's
We
do
ready
it,
for
bro.
that.
Yeah,
But yo,
Definitely gonna make it.
we actually are on it now,
all jokes
aren't we?
aside, Leo, hit my line, bro.
Yeah, he was
Hey,
waiting. He said,
I've known Jay for a while, and when Jay's serious, he's serious.
he's
I'm
serious.
serious.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Serious.
okay. Hey,
yeah.
listen. I promise you, Jack. I'm up here right now, burning it
Yeah, I see that.
down. Down.
Brother, that's why the camera gotta go up sometimes for me.
Yeah. Hey,
That's
listen.
what's up.
I literally have the product taste. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
you.
This is the best part about being in the position that I'm in. I get to, like figure it out. Okay, I don't like it. You know, it's all about trying to figure out who the grower is and stuff like that. So yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
I love
up.
Nice.
it. And then it allows me to do this. You see what I'm saying? And it's like a whole nother life. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
It really is. It's really like a whole nother life. But I get to have fun, you know what I'm saying? Because this is my favorite thing, which is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, sir, Wayne.
Hey, D said he
Hey,
wants
man.
in on it too.
Oh, really? Yeah, no doubt. You know what?
Yeah,
Listen, as we grow and everything like that, because I'm anticipating laws changing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm also anticipating us actually getting together in person, or whether you guys
yeah.
come back in the market, or if I come down to Texas or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It'll be a whole lot of introductions to be made and fellowship to be had. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely need to set up
And
a
I got
live show all together. So that would be dope. That would be
Mhm.
dope if we can set that up.
I'll be in Kansas City. My company is actually we're sponsoring a Call of Duty tournament in Kansas City. It's on November 16th at the Warehouse, I think it's called. But it's a Call of Duty gaming tournament where, and mind you, it's only going to be like a few days after they release the new version of Call of Duty. So one of the things that my company is doing is we're trying to merging the cannabis culture and video game and esports into one and the same. And so, like they hold these tournaments, and people come out, and we have a good time.
That's huge.
Yeah,
That's huge.
and it is.
Yeah.
You should see it. Because it's a natural fit. Yeah, cannabis and video games. Yeah, they do go hand in hand. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Cool. But hey, let's get up on out of here, fellas. Any last words before we
Go
Go
Birds.
Birds.
Go Birds, yeah.
Go Birds.
And everybody at the Eagles podcast, I appreciate you coming out again. Hook your boys up.
Yes.
Take your asses on over to the Eagles Collective podcast. Make sure you get that done. I will see you guys tomorrow, and then we could talk about everything there is that we need to talk about to get this shit rolling at the Eagles. Listen to me. At the Bird section, y'all. Peace.
Yes,
Go
sir.
Birds.
Appreciate you, Leo.